Hello, how are you? Do you also wake up 2, 3, or even 4 times during the night to urinate? This can be dangerous for you, not only because it leaves you without energy during the day, but we already know that the more times you wake up at night to urinate, the higher the risk of falls, fractures, and even worse, it's bad for your brain, for memory recovery, for being able to remember things the next day, and for your immunity and your energy. With that in mind, I've picked out 3 fruits for you that will help. Not only do they help induce sleep, but they also help calm your bladder. You're gonna love this, so stay until the end, you won't wanna miss it. Before I start talking about these 3 fruits that help reduce bladder irritation and help rebalance fluids, tell me, do you also wake up at night to urinate? How many times do you usually wake up? More than 2, more than 3, more than 4? Let me know. And is it every night or only at specific times, like when you eat something different or when you have dinner later? Is there any connection you've noticed? Write it for me down here in the comments and let me know how old you are so we can try to make a correlation. I would love to see your comment. If you like this kind of topic, leave a like so I know you enjoyed it and I'll bring more videos like this. And if you're new here, welcome. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. I have new videos every day and I'm sure you'll love them. Let's start talking about these 3 fruits that, when incorporated into your routine, can help you. Of course, I want to make it very clear that these tips do not replace a medical evaluation to determine why you are waking up so many times at night to urinate. If this has been happening very frequently, it's important that you see a doctor to check if you have any specific problem. And of course, they're not meant to replace any kind of treatment either, right? They're here to help you in a complimentary way. Remember that this video is for informational purposes only. The first fruit on our list is the banana. Bananas are very rich in potassium and magnesium, which are minerals that help relax the muscles, which is quite interesting in this context. They can help reduce nighttime cramps and help make it easier to fall asleep and improve our sleep quality. That's because we know that bananas contain tryptophan, which is an amino acid that helps produce melatonin, which in turn helps us improve and regulate our sleep. Many people have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep through the night, and banana is one of the fruits that can naturally support better rest, making sleep deeper and helping reduce those nighttime awakenings. So adding an extra banana toward the end of the day can gently support you in this regard. Another benefit is that bananas have a low sodium content, which helps prevent fluid retention, and that helps reduce pressure on the bladder. We already know that as well. And the best way to consume it is a ripe banana about 1 hour before going to bed, but ideally, you should eat the banana together with a bit of plain yogurt to lower its glycemic index, or a bit of chia as well, to reduce the amount of liquid so you don't wake up too much during the night to urinate. This is to help you control the glycemic index of the banana a bit. Do you usually take this care not to eat the banana by itself? Or do you normally just eat the banana alone? No problem, you don't worry about that. Tell me how this works for you. The second fruit is the pear, which is related to the apple, so I'll add the apple as a bonus. In this list, pears and apples are fruits that share many benefits because they both contain a large amount of soluble fiber, like pectin, which helps regulate blood sugar levels, preventing sharp fluctuations during the night. This helps us avoid sudden changes in blood glucose, which would otherwise force your body to wake up during the night to urinate. You know, when we have large fluctuations in blood sugar, an increase in blood sugar, it makes our body need to eliminate this excess glucose through urine, forcing you to wake up to urinate because your bladder gets too full. So when we eat fruits with more fiber, especially soluble fibers like pectin found in the skin of pears and apples, they can help in this regard. So eating these fruits with the skin can really help you. Besides that, these 2 fruits are not very acidic, so they end up being well tolerated by people who have a more sensitive bladder, like those who often report waking up many times at night to urinate. An interesting option is to eat it about 45 minutes before going to bed, and you can have it sometimes with a few nuts or again with some chia seeds to lower their glycemic index even more. I always recommend that you eat fruit with some type of protein or fiber, never on its own, especially before bed, once again to avoid having those glucose fluctuations and to keep your blood sugar as stable as possible. The third fruit is grapes, especially those with the darkest skin, like pink grapes or the really deep, dark varieties. Not many people know this, but grapes are one of the few fruits that contain natural melatonin. They already have melatonin in their composition, even if it's in small amounts, but yes, they do contain it. And it's also rich in resveratrol, an antioxidant that protects blood vessels. It also has an anti-inflammatory effect, which can help reduce irritation in the bladder. So if you have a more sensitive bladder, dark grapes can help you in that regard. In addition, it has an interesting potassium content, which helps regulate sodium levels, as I've already mentioned to you before, right? It helps to balance the body's fluid levels, which is interesting because it not only reduces fluid retention, but also keeps the body's overall fluid levels more stable and better regulated within our system. So, ideally, we should eat a portion of about 8 to 12 grapes, with the skin on, of course. I don't know if anyone peels grapes, but don't peel them. And once again, you can have them with a bit of yogurt or a bit of chia or a bit of flaxseed about an hour before you go to sleep. Always choose the whole fruit and avoid juice, even if it's 100% grape juice, because that juice contains a very large amount of sugar, even if it's natural and not added, and it can cause the glucose spike that we don't want. Remember what we talked about earlier? So avoid 100% grape juice and focus on eating the grapes themselves with yogurt or chia to get their benefits. And once again, avoid waking up during the night, because if you consume a large amount of liquid in the form of juice, that's not what you want. Once again, besides that, there are some tips that can help you avoid waking up during the night. Avoid coffee, black tea, and alcohol later in the day because they stimulate urine production. Have a lighter dinner and avoid large amounts of liquids, because if you're someone who drinks a lot during dinner, even if it's just water or juice. By drinking, I don't mean alcoholic beverages, but if you consume a lot of liquids during dinner, and if you have dinner very late, obviously you'll end up with a fuller bladder. And there are a lot of people who have very salty food, very spicy food, so they end up tending to drink more because of that need to cleanse the palate, to clear the tongue, because of the spicier, more seasoned, more heavily flavored food. So have dinner earlier and don't overdo it with the seasonings. Reduce your liquid intake in the 2 hours before going to bed. And for you to achieve a deeper, more restorative sleep, try to keep your room cool, very dark, and as quiet as you can make it. I have a playlist here on how to sleep better, with lots of tips to help you, and I'll leave it down below. What time do you usually go to bed? Write it for me down here in the comments. And if there's a time when you wake up every day, at the same time, what time is that? Write it for me. I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, it really helps me out, and share it with anyone you know who will enjoy it or who needs these tips. Let's spread this chain of good, you and me, because that's what I want here on the channel. See you next time. Bye.